All right, welcome back, Matt.
Thanks.
Glad to be joining again here to talk about to share some insight, some tips, tricks, tactics, whatever it may be about the small business community and leadership and all that. And been working through the acronym CARE, the philosophy of action coach globally, and that acronym stands for community, accountability, results, and education. So today I want to talk a little bit about accountability with you. So Matt, what does accountability mean to you? How would you describe that? Because I know not many people are really excited about the term accountability and how it may play into their
Mhm.
life, but what does it mean to you and how would you talk about it?
So, accountability to me is the structure to do what you said you were going to do or what you know you need to do, even when you don't want to. And that's different for everyone. What does that accountability model need to look like? Some of us are, run on discipline. Others of us, make it a goal for the year because we know we will get more of the life we want by having more structure or accountability. And for
Mm.
me, that comes by way of partnership. So, tied back to the C that we covered in last episode,
Yeah.
by having community, partnership, a project team, that structure of being dependent on or someone being dependent on me gives me accountability that I may not have as much of on my own. A little more than you asked there, but what are your
Yeah.
reactions to those thoughts?
Yeah. And I think that's right. I mean, it's very, very rarely is anyone able to hold themselves accountable. And I like to spin the word around. A lot of times in management conversations or in coaching and things like um, the idea would be, gee, Matt, I'm going to hold you accountable. And
Mm,
that's really, really tough for me to hold someone else accountable. What we're really agreeing to in this relationship, for example, is Matt, you agree to be accountable to me, to count to me. So it's sort of your own willingness and eagerness to say, David, I'd like to count to you my results. I have clear expectations. I've got a plan, and I want to count to you on a regular basis my progress.
mhm,
And and so it spins it around and really puts the onus on an individual to be accountable, not for somebody else to hold them accountable. And that's a big differentiator when it comes to employees or bosses or whatever it may be. Um, that they're willing to count to be accountable to, not to
mm.
be held accountable by somebody else. Like I think most people kind of push back on that. But man, I want to grow on it. I want to improve, and I know you do. And the folks that we work with want to improve. And so that's
Mm.
that agreement of they agree to count to their coach, to a mentor or somebody, their progress to your point, like what they agreed they wanted to do.
Hmm. And in that, counting it means that there's some implied clarity around it. Um,
That's right.
and so part of that accountability is having that hard self talk in my mind, at least, of saying, first off, what do I want and
Hmm.
how bad do I want it? A lot of us want to be thinner, right? And few are able to just go out, create their exercise routine, and diligently every day get out there and do the hard stuff. Many find they need a trainer or an accountability partner that not only is going to um, check in and make sure they're making the progress that they desire, but presumably, would it be safe to say that the person that you're counting to has some experience in the topic or some relevant perspectives?
Yep.
Is there in your accountability partnership, kind of we're going down that lane? Is it important? What does it look like in choosing someone to count to, so to speak?
Yeah, well, I think it certainly helps for your accountability partner to have some experience and perspective on whatever that is. But in some cases, if it's that clear in your mind or in the individual's mind about what the count is, what that expectation is, and a plan to get there, then gosh, anybody could say, did you get your steps in? How many times did you go to the gym this week? You said you were going 3 times. How many times did you go? I don't have to know anything about the gym.
Mm-hmm.
All I need to know is the goal was to go to the gym 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
Yes or no? And that's part of the secret of accountability is, well, I got better. That's not accountability. Accountability is I went 2 times, fell short. I went 4 times. Congratulations. Accountability has the term count in the middle of it. So it is a measure, it is a number.
Right.
And if we can build that into, maybe in some cases it's a yes, no. Did you do it or did you not?
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, it's a number. So if we can build that into accountability, then that helps any individual move forward with intentionality. And that's what this is all about.
And I find in business specifically, so where conversations kind of been at the individual level, find a common thread in underperforming organizations or organizations that are performing at the level that they want. It's often due to a lack of accountability, right?
Yep.
In a closed off room of leadership, there's a perspective that everybody knows what their job function is and everybody is equipped and able to do it. The question is, are they? What gets monitored gets done, right?
Right.
And so what gets measured gets done. So accountability often being at the root of that. And kind of a final thought there, I guess, would be as we talk with teams about kind of ownership, responsibility, and accountability, maybe if you could share your perspective on that kind of that tiering a little bit as we think about accountability in an organization compared to just like maybe a solopreneur or an individual.
Yeah. Well, those 3 terms that you reference, ownership is, hey, if it's going to get done, it's going to be me, or I'm going to make sure things get done. It's that personal acceptance of the role or the tasks, and that mindset that goes with it. Responsibility to me speaks more to how one responds. Good things happen, bad things happen, whatever, they just happen, but it's our ability to respond in the appropriate way. And that takes some forethought, some planning, preparation about when things happen. What is the way I will respond? The accountability, which was topic today, is the actual measure of progress. So to your point, we've got to decide ahead of time, what is it, call it a goal, a SMART goal, or an outcome or a project, but what is the measure that we want to achieve, and what are the stage gates, and the count is progress along those lines, done or not. And the clarity, my experience in coaching for over 12 years is, the clarity of the expectation is key in the realm of accountability.
Yes. Otherwise, how do you know what done looks like?
That's exactly right.
How do you know?
Yep.
Very, very good stuff. Appreciate the conversation. Good nuggets in there for those that are listening. We appreciate you all. You're part of our community, and we'll talk again on the R of our care framework or methodology and mindset. Talk soon.
Perfect. Thanks, Matt.